Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another Mac Merlin build stream. Let's see who is online today. I see an I'm Rami, Tosco, Anisan, Bacon and Tuna, Huynh Captain, Bookmonger, Anonym, Bonboy, Tosco, and Shaklak. I think that's how you pronounce your name. And Bunar, dude, thank you. Thanks, guys, for joining in for another build stream today. This build stream is going to be shorter than most because I'm doing a hot swap build, so it shouldn't take that long. So yeah, let's see. Just want to take a few moments to thank everyone who followed and subscribed while I was not streaming. Let's see. I see a Vincent Beckhong, Daniel Kim, Dank Ravioli, Ivo Reuter, Too Cute, Too Shih Tzu, Killer Rack, Francisco Jose, Vincent Lee, Boris Vargas, 82D28A, Luca Braun, Aj Ranjar, and Bribrai Fufu. Thanks, guys. Thank you. So yeah, if you guys don't know, quite a few months ago, actually. Quite a few months ago. Probably even last year, I think. Check it out. I built an NK65 and I reviewed it. If you guys are interested in that review, check it out. Here, let me post the link. Share, copy. There you go. Check out that link on YouTube. And if you haven't had the chance, make sure you like and subscribe. Trying to get as many views and as many subscriptions as possible on YouTube. But before we start, we gotta do the usual. What is Merlin drinking? Today, I'm just drinking something very, very normal. You guys have seen this all before. This is basically just green tea from my local grocery store. I've noticed though that in the last month, these have not gone on sale. So I'm curious as to why that's not happening anymore. That Son of Liability says, hello, how is it? It is good, going good. I am gonna be building an NK65 today. Yeah, let's get some music going here. There we go. So the purpose of today's stream is basically I'm going to build the Bloomin' edition with the exact same switches and similar keycaps, and then I'm going to compare it to my aluminum version and determine which one is better. The one that I like the least, I'm going to get rid of. So I don't think that's something I can come to a conclusion with on this stream, but hopefully within a few days. I will probably get a good idea as to which one I like better, but I don't want to make such a rash decision quite yet. YSO says, using Tealio's V2s or turquoise Tealio's? Tealio's V2s. Just because that's what's on this board right now, you know? So trying to make them as identical as I can. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, if you guys have never seen an NK65 entry edition before, it is currently one of the cheapest 65% you can purchase. Here we go. This is it on the Novelkeys website. For 95 bucks, you get this whole kit. You get a PCB, you get the plate, you get the polycarb case, you get regular plate mount stabilizers, you get a fancy case that I was showing earlier, and yeah, all that for 95 bucks. And if you use discount code WIZARD, you can get 5% off of that as well. But yeah, I bought this a few weeks ago, still haven't had a chance to build it, because that's one of the things when you build boards for people, you don't really get much of a chance to build your own board. So today is quite a treat for me. Finally get to build my own board. In fact, the next couple weeks, I'm gonna be rebuilding some of my older ones. So yeah, here, let's go open up this board. You know, for 95 bucks, you get something pretty decent. Like, I believe I got my aluminum version for 160 back in the day. Here goes. You think it'll be back in stock anytime soon? Actually, I think so. Especially if you go to their update section right here. Oh, sorry, or inventory. Inventory updated November 11th. That's just a few days ago. Coming soon, NK65 Olivia edition. See that? So I I fully believe it should come back in stock. Like, dare I say, even in the next month. Just in time for Christmas, I guess. Here we go, see? For 95 bucks, you get a fairly decent case. Like, this isn't probably gonna save your board when you drop it, but, you know, if you're just carrying it to like work and back, should be fine. What I got was the Bloomin' color. There we go. Oh look, Izashu says in December there'll be a huge shipment of NK65s to Novelkeys, including new colors. There we go. Pretty awesome. Oh yeah, one other thing, they also sell, or they also include this USB-C cable, a coiled USB-C cable. There we go. So I did cheat a little bit on this build. I was really excited about it, you know? So I started working on it last night and I just had to like hold off on it. As you can see, I already have one switch in with stabilizers lubed and everything. And you may notice something a little different with my stabilizers. Over the last couple years, I've acquired a hodgepodge of stabilizer parts. So I figured I'd do something a little different. These are the stock cherry plate mount housings with a C3 stem. C3 stem. Why? Cause I'm curious. I'm curious, you know? Just super curious. I don't think it will make that much of a difference, but you never know. You never know, right? You never know. So far, so good. And I can already tell from the sound that it's gonna be... It already sounds really different. Look at that. Yeah? Alright, so I did notice a few things with this board versus the aluminum. The aluminum one, I still had to like put it together. Like, it did not come with these strips already added on, so I could still open up the board. This guy came with the strips already added on, so if you want to open this up, you're gonna have to peel this off first and access those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws, I believe. So yeah, I think Novelkeys is making a point that once you buy this, you don't need to open it up. You don't need to open it up, you can just take all your switches and place them in. If you did watch my stream when I built this, I did mention that because of hot swap, you need to support the back when you insert those switches. Otherwise that hot swap socket can pop off. So I'm a little concerned as to why he sealed it off like this already. But we'll see, we'll see. I will build this as Novelkeys intended without taking it apart. And we'll see if I break any hot swap sockets. How about that? How about that? See, CH9 says, I love your videos. Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I see that Izashu has resubscribed for tier 1 for 3 months in a row. Dude, thank you, thank you, thank you. See, Izashu says, Novelkeys recommends you don't open it. Could bow out due to how tight the tolerances are. Oof, okay. So, okay, what's worse? The case bowing out or the hot swap socket popping off? What do you guys think is the lesser evil? Pop the socket for more entertainment? Pop it like it's hot, swap. Izashu says hot swap socket is the lesser evil. Okay. Bowing case versus popping hot swap socket. Which one is the lesser evil? Alright, as I said earlier, I'm using Tealios. These are completely stock Tealios. Same as what's in here. You know, just gonna have a complete stock experience and then compare the two of them. MJ says socket can be soldered on. Sometimes. Sometimes it rips the pad along with it. What's that desk mat? This is the Cherry MX patent desk mat that I got quite a few years back. Right here. take off this cap for now. The reason why I picked Tealios is because I think like the Tealio color matches the Bloomin'. Static Age says, I had issues opening mine. The two screws that hold the PCB to the plate were very snug and stripped trying to remove them. Oof. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I will not open it then and see if I pop any sockets. Because if I pop sockets, I'm gonna have to open it anyway. Is there anything that can be done about a rip pad? It is definitely repairable, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. You also need like the correct tools. What most people do is a workaround. They actually just tie the broken pad to another working pad. Static 8 says, I had 3 hot swap sockets pull away from the PCB in my NK65. One was fixable, one was not fixable and had to get a replacement PCB. Oof. Okay. Another thing I noticed is that this case seems to have some foam underneath it, unlike the aluminum edition. But yeah, we'll see how this works. And the worst part about this is you can't actually test your PCB. Like, I guess you could take some really fine wire and short each of the switches, but typically when you test a hot swap, you need to do it from the back. And as you guys can see, the back is not accessible. The foam is very thick on the entry. Okay. It's definitely a very different feel there. Alright, let's try this. Hopefully I don't break any sockets, right? And if all goes well, this will be a fairly short stream because it's literally just taking, what, 67 of these, or 66 at this point, and plugging them in. You know, now that I'm looking at this, don't my stabilizers remind you guys of Razer stabilizers? You've jinxed it. Now they will rattle like crazy. Isn't foam, it's a large silicone damping mat, thicker on the entry than on the V2. Oh, interesting. Good to know. Good to know. Out of curiosity, how many of you guys there have a entry edition other than Static Age? I think the closest competitor to this is going to be the KBD67 Lite and possibly the Portico. The Portico from what? TKC. TKC. Okay. Some of these legs are bent. You bought some Magical cuts but forgot about the Portico. Portico looks nice, to be honest. Portico looks nice. I'm curious though, who is the PCB designer for the Portico? Say KD fans without the free shipping option poses issues. Yes, because shipping can get really expensive. Portico looks really sweet, or really sleek. Comes more like 140 than 110. Yeah, that's the thing. Make sure your legs are straight whenever you do this. Yeah, these are Tealio V2s. thought about doing like the turquoise ones, but I thought this color would match the Bloomin' more. And plus, that's what's on this guy right here. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully, okay, so my guess is I'm going to like this board over the aluminum just because I've had so many aluminum boards already that something like this isn't that impressive to me anymore. But something like this that's polycarb and with different sounds is probably going to be much more up my alley. But we'll see, we'll see. Can't really tell until I've put keycaps on it and have done a typing test. The Ramakara, however, says Sunkini is an HHKB layout. I'm talking about 65% actually. Yeah, a lot of people are not comfortable putting layers or putting arrows on like a separate layer. People much prefer having dedicated arrows like this. You use mod plus HJKL. HHKB is for crazy people. So I've had coworkers in the past who loved HHKB and have tried to like convert me. And it's not that I can't use an HHKB, like after a few days I get used to it, but it's just weird to me, you know? Okay. If they made an HHKB that was like a standard 60% layout, like what I mean by that is having like the HHKB body along with the HHKB plate and with those topo stitches, I would absolutely buy it. But as it is right now, we'll probably never do it. As I was saying, this is like the fastest build ever, because what? We are 15 minutes in, and I'm already on the second row. Some of these are just so like the leg is ever so slightly off that I'm not sure if it's going to go in properly. Shacklack says, I have a Bloomin' 2, NK with the blueberries, and crayon keycaps. Nice! You have joined the Bloomin' group. Same with me. Static H says, would you prefer a blocker by the arrows on this board, or do you like the 3-1 you left on the bottom row? My preference is having a blocker. So that's actually one of my biggest critiques when it comes to the NK65. Is this a hard build? As you can see, I'm literally just looking at my switches, checking to see that the legs are straight, and then plugging them in. So this is probably one of the easiest builds I've ever done. It's just a hot swap. I think the most difficult part was actually re-lubing all of these stabs. I had to take them out, then I had to wipe off all of that excess lube, then I had to clean them, then I ultrasonic cleaned them as well, then I wiped them down again, and then I lubed them. So yeah, that's probably like the hardest part. And like while you're inserting these, you can't really tell if you've done it correctly. It's only like after the build that you know. So that's the gotcha with like hot swaps. Whereas when you're soldering, you know if it's going to work because you can examine like your soldering job as you're soldering. With this, you can't really tell unless you have the PCB out, I guess. MX Riz says, yo, McMerlin, yo to you too. All right. If you're holding a baby and really likes hitting keys on your keyboard, you have raised that baby well. For Aurelia says, what's your opinion on the NK65 Aurora? I actually don't know much about it, to be honest. But we can take a look at it after I've finished building this. P-Man says, I built a Gingham a few days ago. My favorite board so far. Sounds so good. Glad you like it. I have an old Gingham that's still not done, actually. It's the one with the USB mini B port, so I guess that's why it's still not done. I built it, and then I was like, wait. I don't think I want to keep swapping around cables. You have a spare switch tester that you let the baby play with. You give her that board once you build your next one. Mode Obscure says, thanks for the shout out on the group buy review. You're very welcome. Which group buy review? Oh, that didn't feel right. Yep, that did not feel right at all. There we go, it's better. I guess that you can tell when you're putting switches in if you did it right or not. Mode 80, oh yes, mode 80. And we're almost done. This is like super quick. Super quick. That's what happens when you have a hot swap build. There we go. It's done. Here, let's go test it. Let's go test to make sure that I did this correctly. 6rest says, what keycaps are you going with? I'm going to be going with GMK Mizu. It's all going to be all blue. Let's see. Let's open up some VIA here. Test it that way. VIA. Hey Kevlar, thanks for joining in. Okay, I have both boards plugged in. I have to figure out which one's which. Crap. Oh no, hold on. Oh, okay, I see what happened. There we go. The one that's being detected is on VIA. I think I took VIA off of my aluminum one. Makes things easier for me, I guess. Here we go. Let's test this. Whew. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, that seems to be a function layer. Okay, so that one key that I had issues with, that's the problem. Okay, let's see if I can see what's going on there. What stabs are these? These are a Franken stab, actually. I took the stock cherry plate mounts and I put C3 on them. Come on. Whew! Does not want to come out. Likely bent switch legs. Oh, I bet. You guys remember, the first one I plugged in, the switch leg actually bent. There we go. And yep, it is a bent switch leg. Okay, let's try and do this correctly. What color Vega are you going to get? Probably regular silver. We'll see. We'll see if I actually get it right. Okay. Back to switch tester. Did that one key work? Yeah! It's working. Perfect. Okay. We're good. We're good. Good to go. Let's put the rest of these switches away. 4 extra switches. Awesome. Can now put keycaps on. Is this a commission or personal build? This is a personal build because I want to compare it to my existing aluminum build. Alright, keycaps, keycaps. I have to dismantle my southpaw in order to do this. Xenophobia is going to lube some switches for the first time. Dang. Here we go. To dismantle the southpaw to do this. Aha. Splitfire is building his first keyboard in December. Dude, congratulations. It'll be a great Christmas. Nibholo says no keycap puller. This is a keycap puller. Personal build today, yeah. This is probably the first personal build that I've done in quite a while. It's been like, I usually do customer builds or like vendor builds. So this is the first one I've done in a long time. But what do you guys think? Does GMK Mizu mix with the Bloomin'? Does that work for you? What made me choose the Bloomin' over the other cases? Because it would allow me to join the Bloomin' group. Let's see. Dr. Zibbit says the colors don't really match. Do I have GMK Merlin on any keyboard right now? I have GMK Merlin on my Xeno. You think it would look better on an ultramarine Fiel? How hard would it be to reprogram the LEDs on an existing keyboard? Well, the board would have to be programmable at first. If not, you can't really do too much on it. Oh. How would you know? What's your keyboard brand? I can probably let you know right now. Rosewell. Okay, yeah, those are definitely not programmable. What the companies usually do is they lock the firmware, so you can't ever flash it on your own. Yeah, another reason why I'm taking this board apart is I will be having another Southpaw coming soon. Dr. Zephyr says backslash does look crooked. Oh, it does actually. You think black on white would look good on Bloomin'? Probably. Are you getting one of the metal case Southpaws? Yes, I am. I'm getting a white one, actually. So the stock stabilizers are bad enough to need replacing. I don't think they're bad. I just wanted to experiment. Those Gateron yellows on the Southpaw, yes they are. It's just Joe says, I built my first board yesterday and it was a bit stressful, but it was so worth it. Feels so nice. Yeah, I think once you start building boards a lot, it becomes more cathartic. Okay, at this point I need to grab the rest of the keys. Okay, let's see, what do I want there? I want an FN key there. Put that on. Is that still an alu plate for the Blue Moon edition? Yes, it is. Let's see, you want a control key. What do I want there? Probably an alt key. There we go, let's put an alt key there. And arrow keys. Arrow, arrow, arrow. Longenberry says, is this a personal build? Yes, it is. It's my first personal build in quite a long time. See, home, and I need an end key. Where's my end key? Should be this guy right there. Home and end. Page up, page down. Is that GMK Mizu? Yes, it is. It is GMK Mizu indeed. Page up. There we go. How common are flex cuts on a PCB? Not very common, actually. I don't see them very often. I've only really seen them on IO3's boards, and yeah, I think that's the only one that I can remember right now. There we go. Blue Moon. Blue Moon with GMK Mizu. And it's like super light. There we go. Okay. I'm not a fan of the RGB underglow on this. I think it still looks better on the aluminum edition. Here, let's do this. See, let's compare the two. Look at that. I'd say in terms of looks with the RGB, I prefer the aluminum edition. I don't think the polycarb does a good job with diffusing all of this RGB. Maybe if I change the color here to let's just change it to just blue. Let's make it all blue. Let's do lighting, 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 lighting. Advanced, ooh, okay. Look at all this. Caps lock indicator color. Ooh. Disable LEDs when USB is suspended. Yes, please. What else do I want here? Layer 1 indicator. Oh, I see what's happening. I think that's worded poorly. Okay, let's not do that. Caps lock indicator should be red. Let's make it red. So when I hit caps lock, oh, that's not really red. It's more blue. Oh, there we go. Red means everything is caps locked. Okay. Layer 1 indicator, let's make that green. Pretty cool, pretty cool. January says, is that the NK65 aluminum edition? Yes, it is. The very first NK65 that ever came out. Dr. Zippet says, PC looks like an ugly bleeding of light. It is. I agree. So is there any way I can just change all my lighting to solid color. Yep, there we go. I prefer a solid color of... Let's make it all blue, why not? Or white. Actually, white looks really good. There we go. Caps lock mode. Actually pretty cool. There you go. What do you guys think? Just making all the LEDs white, I think it makes it look better. See, January says, how's the ping on yours? I don't know yet, because I literally just finished building it. Looks pretty cool. Looks icy. Solid white is always the way to go. Nice. Okay, well let's do a typing test. Let's see which one sounds better. Here, I'm gonna type in chat. Okay, board with the same switches and similar keycaps. I'm gonna say the budget edition sounds better. Sounds better to like my ears at least. Alright, let's do an actual typing test here. Let's do... Here we go. Let's start with this one. And let's make it Mizu. Where's Mizu? There it is. Mizu! Let's try this. Let's pause the music. You guys get to decide here. Let's first do stabilized keys. My toms, it is stock Tealios. XD, these are both NK65s. Based on that, which one do you guys think sounds better? Dr. Zippet says PC spacebar is better. Alright, we're going to do an actual sound test. Sabi Saab says neither. Mommy says Alu. The stabs on the Blumen sound clean. Six Red says Alu overall. Dr. Zibbet says Alu with PC spacebar. Okay, here we go. Let's do a sound test, or a typing test. Oh, there goes my accuracy. %. Let's try again. Jack Static says, your monkey types matches your board. This isn't monkey types. This is typings.gg. Go. 96%. He-Man says, ping, 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 those springs. Here, let's try the aluminum. There we go. Both of them you can hear the ping on, and I'm gonna say I can barely hear the ping on the PC, but I can hear it here for sure. Mommy Love says aluminum isn't as high pitched. Yeah. This makes this hard. I kind of like each in different ways, and I kind of don't like each also in different ways. So it's strange. It's strange. Let's see. Based on what people are saying, looks like people still prefer the Tealio over the PC. Interesting. I wonder if there's some bias there, mainly because an aluminum board, you know, is more expensive. Therefore, how can it possibly be worse than a board that is made out of plastic? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. This is hard to like decide. I don't have like an easy answer for this. I was so sure that I would like the polycarb more, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep both. Hard to say. Hard to say. I do feel like this could use a little bit more foam. Like someone earlier on stream was telling me that the foam here is thicker than the aluminum one. Not so sure. Now, to be fair, it's been a while since I've built this board, so I don't even know if I put additional foam in it. You know what? It's not a copyright violation if I show my own videos on stream, right? Here. Let's see. NK65 Mech Merlin. Let's see. Did I actually put foam in this? Did I actually put foam in this? Oh, let's see. 2 hours and 46 minute stream. Copyright strike yourself. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Unboxing overview, testing the PCB, stabilizer clipper, lubing, plate removals. Here, fixing plate to the top casing. If I put any foam, it should be at the hour and 34 timestamp. Let's say. Huh. Doesn't look like I put additional foam in. I literally just placed it over. Yeah, it doesn't look like I put additional foam in. Here, let's check out another timestamp here. Let's do 4 minutes earlier. Yeah, I didn't put any additional foam in. Yeah, that Tina Turner though, yeah, I listened to a lot of 80s and 90s classic hits, especially covers of them. January said the V1s didn't come with foam. That's the thing. So I couldn't quite remember if I put additional foam in or not. But from the looks of this build video, doesn't look like I did. Yeah, I should be good. All right. I guess in this case, man, this is really hard to tell. I don't know which one I like better. I thought there would be like a clear-cut winner, but nope, there is not. There is not a clear-cut winner between these two boards. See, Decker says, I have a Tofu 16 both PC and aluminum and like PC so much better, but in this case, not so sure. Dude, I know what you mean. Hard to decide. Hard to decide. Now, to be fair though, for 95 bucks. 95 bucks here versus 160. No, this is just the kit. It's just the kit without any switches, without any keycaps. 95 versus 160. The fact that I'm torn between the two shows the good value that you get from a board like this. You know? So yeah, I'm completely torn, but I am quite interested in the upcoming Olivia edition. I think that's something that my wife would like. So I might buy another one of these. Who knows, who knows? Man, was really sure I'd be able to say, and I like this board the best, but nope, can't decide. Can't decide. But of course, I've only had this board built for the last 15-20 minutes, so maybe my tune will change in like the next week. Tune in again next week and I'll be like, oh, this board sucks. Who knows, who knows, who knows? Darn it. Darn it. Oh well, I thought I could get rid of one for sure, but I don't know. Okay, what would you guys do in my situation? What would you guys do? Like, if you were in my situation and had both these boards, how would you determine which board to keep and which one to not keep? Do this again when the Bauer Light comes out, Bauer 2 versus Bauer Light. Sav said, keep the cheaper one, whichever one you like better. Well, that's the thing, I can't decide which one I like better. But here's something interesting. Look at this. Look at the logos on the back. Old original logo, because this is the first edition one. New logo. Use them for work, switch boards after half the day, then decide. Because honestly, I think it's gonna come down to how these boards sound. Like, if I'm using this for work, if I'm carrying this back and forth with work, I would pick the lighter of the two boards. But in terms of typing, since these are both Tealios, it's not gonna feel that much different to me. Shihu says, to be honest, I don't think I'll ever run into this issue. Which one sparks joy the most? The Marie Kondo? It's like, yes. Guys, you know, to be honest, there's only one keyboard that I like. I'm giving away all my boards! I wish I could do that. Which one sparks joy the most? I think because this is literally my first polycarb board, at this point, the Bloomin' sparks joy the most. Especially since it matches with the keycaps that I put on it, and I like using it as a pun. Turn off the light so we can see the glow in the dark. Yeah, sure, I can do that. There. Glow in the dark time. Okay, turn off the lights. There we go. Pretty, pretty, pretty. There we go, that's caps lock mode. Regular mode, caps lock mode, layer 1. Mood lighting, I know, right? Mood lighting. What if I did all my streams just like this, where it's like completely dark? Let's see, He-Man says turn off the LEDs, you think the case itself glows? Really? Here, how do I turn off the LEDs? Oh, wait. Has to be in VIA. VIA. Let's open up. Lighting. No, the case itself does not glow. There we go. How well do I solder in the dark? I don't know. I've never tried. Have you guys seen like what's that show with like Alton Brown where each of the chefs have like a handicap, like they're using like a super dull knife, or they have to like cut stuff with like one hand. Imagine if we had a keyboard show where you had to build a customer's board with those kinds of handicaps. It's like, all right, Merlin, for this customer board, you get to use a soldering iron that barely heats up. I wouldn't want to be the customer. Oh my gosh, yeah. Alright, let's turn the lights back on. There we go. There we go. It's supposed to glow in the dark after being in UV light for a while. Okay, so like putting it in the sunlight, one hand behind your back. Let's see, without any lighting. Without any lighting, they both look good. Yeah, I don't know why. It's weird. This board definitely sounds higher pitched when I was fully expecting polycarb to be like deeper. Like, okay, they're not. This isn't GMK. This is JTK. But there really shouldn't be that much of a difference. Like JTK isn't like thicker than GMK, like anything like that. Here, let's see. Let's go pull out the L key. Check it out. For my eyes, they don't look any thicker or any thinner than each other. So I'm like, what's causing it? It's gotta be the polycarb case. It's so strange. No, I think when I first bought this board, I was telling people that I wanted to try doing a metal top over the polycarb bottom to see how that would change. but from what people have told me, it doesn't work. What do the switches sound like by themselves? Let's see, do I have a... Well, they're both Tealios, you know? They're both Tealios, so... Do I have a Tealios board here? Here, there's a random Tealios board. Oh, hear that ping? Yeah, strange. Strange indeed. Yuzashi says the stock foam that comes with NK65 V2 is really thin, not like the thicker stuff that comes with the entry edition. Okay. So this is not V2, this is V1. This is the very first NK65 that he sold. Well, not the very first one, but the very first batch that he sold. As you can see from the old logo. So there is some historical significance with this board. MJ Game says, okay, now I don't want Tealio switches anymore. Well, you meant the ones in the board to see if it's the frame plate making the difference or the keycaps. Here, sure. Let's do that L key again. They sound the same to me. Sound the same to me. Time to burger mount to see if it does anything. Top one sounds deeper. Well, maybe because they're not the same distance from the mic. I will say though that the plate on this, judging from how some of my keys are a little bit, you know, they're not completely straight, I'm gonna say that the aluminum version, the very first ones, were made better. Earth Soldier says, I wish they came with 1.5U bottom mods rather than the 1U. I agree, I totally agree. I would have preferred if these were two 1.5Us. Like, okay, so in terms of like my order of desirability, I much prefer two 1.5 or two 1.25s with the blocker. And then the next one after that would be two 1.5s with no blocker. And last but not the least, this one. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll keep both. Maybe I'll... Oh, whenever we've got meetups again, I'll probably bring both to a meetup, and I'll just have people try them. Like, which one do you like better? Which one do you like? Decker says the Tealio looks more expensive than it really is. I would agree with that. And while we're talking about the Tealio, I'm actually gonna flash this with the newest VIA. Just because there's been quite a few improvements to it. So we are going to flash it with the latest VIA. You know, okay, here's another thing that might be different. I've owned this board for almost a year at this point, and I've typed on it a lot. So the Tealios here could very well be worn out, or not worn out, but worn in and smoother than these, you know? Alright, which directories is in? This is in... Gotta flash the board with the latest VIA. Okay. Here. Let's reset the board. And go. Flashing, flashing, flashing. Jeremy Carlos says, Merlin, why different vendors have different shipping dates for GMK GBs? NK has the honor for end of July and Daily Clock has honor for November. I don't know. Maybe they've got different pipelines that they go through. Time to swap the switches between the two boards, my gosh. Wait, bootloader not found? Uh-oh. Did I not reset this correctly? Let's see. What is the reset key? Maybe that? There we go. It's flashing now. How much I asked to build a keyboard? It really depends. Like, I think I've got a services command here that Xenophobia put in. Yeah, it's ! build service. There we go. All right. Okay. Which one is which? I'm just gonna unplug this one just to make sure. There we go, there we go. Okay. Let's see. Let's program all the lighting in. Advanced. I always like making my caps lock to be red. So, there we go. Caps lock is red. Because when you're writing in caps, you are angry. And red is the color of anger. Okay. Layer 1 indicator. Kind of like it being purple, to be honest. There we go. Okay, both boards have the latest version of VIA. Perfect. The red is the color of love. it's the color of passion. So you type in caps when you're passionate about something. There we go. My two NK65s. Don't know what to do. Top of the case is attached to PCB. Quicker to pop switches. Yeah, we'll see. I'll probably do typing test with both boards over the course of this next week. Figure out which one I like better. And we'll see. We'll see what I like more. Right now, in terms of what I like about each. Okay, this guy, aluminum has a deeper sound, and because I've been typing on this for a longer time, the switches do feel a tad smoother. I also like its weight. It feels like a board that's more expensive than $160. What else do I like about it? It feels good when I like type on it. This guy I like primarily because of its looks. The sound honestly disappointed me. So now that I'm talking about this, now that I'm like talking about this out loud, there are more things I like about the aluminum than I like about this guy. This one's primarily just looks. So, Maybe I'll try putting the Mizu on this and see and see if I like that. Who knows? This is so hard. Earth Sojourner votes for Al. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do like a. Can I do a poll? Yes, I can. Let's do a poll. New poll. Which NK65 is quotation marks better? Alu, Bloomin. I'm gonna have you guys vote. I'm gonna keep it open for the next 5 minutes. Start poll. Let's see how this is going. Which NK65 is better? Put Mizu on the Alu board and you'll like it better. Could very well be, to be honest. Sometimes keycaps can make or break the board. I've had people put like GMK keycaps on like a red dragon and been like, whoa, this board feels so much better. Blue for sound, Alu for look, says Jomi Carlos. I would actually disagree with that. For me, based on what I have right now and what I can hear, I actually prefer the Bloomin for the looks and the Alu for the sounds. Can we hear the sound? Ah, sure. Okay, let's do another sound check. Let's type into my terminal here. Oh, let's pause the music. Pause the music. Okay, let's see. Right now, it's an even split between the Alu and the Bloomin. Doesn't make my life easier. Okay, it is the USB PM3360. And you can actually make RGB with it. Let's see, you can turn on all the RGBs. RGB mouse. I usually just turn it off. I only turn on like the RGB when I'm gaming so that I can get a headshots easier. Oh, there we go. Alu's winning by 1. Get more FPS, yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, you know, consolation though, here. I believe that either of these are still better than my KBD67, which I'm going to pull out right now. There's a board with completely different switches, okay? Completely different switches. Calor says, those are strong boards for someone I've never seen play a shooter. Here we go, that's the KBD67, which has my preferred layout. Oh, there we go. What the freak? It's 50-50. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. It's an even split. So, yeah, this is my KBD fans, KBD67 Mark II. It's a board that I really, really dislike, actually. Technically, the Bloomin wins if you consider that it's about half the price. Yeah, I can agree with that. Chat has no strong feelings one way or the other. Man. It's kind of like me. I have no strong feelings one way or the other here. But maybe in a week. Maybe in a week I will have different feelings about this. We'll see. I will probably, if you guys catch my future streams, you'll probably see one or the other as I try to determine which is the board for me. Do I dislike the KBD67? Yes, I do, actually. What switches on the KBD? These are Gateron Milky Blacks with like a milky top, and I've lubed these with 205G0. So these actually feel much better than either of these boards. You know, I don't know. Why do I dislike about it? You're gonna have to watch my video on this. Yeah, I think it's just so like poorly made. Like when I got it, I had so many little nicks and chips and scratches all over it, and my PCB died and I had to buy like a new PCB, and it required like, honestly, like the hot swap one, which this is actually, this is a hot swap board, sounds significantly worse than the soldered one. It's just like, I've built 3 soldered versions of this, and all of them, no matter what switch I put on them, sounds better and feels better than this. So it's kind of like, you know, I felt like this board was not worth what I paid for it. And get this, when they first released this board, they did not have ESD protection on it. It was only when people's boards started failing that they were like, maybe ESD is a real thing. And that's when they swapped over. So it's just a very poorly released board. I feel like they could have done much better here. Compare sounds with the NK65. We can't really do like an equal comparison since these are lubed switches and completely different switches. Like right now, because of my lube job, this board actually feels better to type on than these stock Tealios. And the sound is actually better. Just because I've tuned this board, this one, these two, not so much. But yeah, if you guys ever buy a KBD67, don't get the hot swap if you care about how the board feels, because I think the hot swap aspect to this makes it a very harsh board. See, Jeremy Carlos says no ESD protection. Yeah, well, thankfully actually all of KBD fans boards, all of their new ones are getting ESD protection. So for that KBD67 Lite that's coming out, I'm gonna guess that they're gonna redo their KBD67. It's not gonna be KBD67 Mark II, but it's gonna be the old one, Rev 1, Rev 2, but they're gonna redo it as a Rev 3. That's what I'm guessing. And that's gonna have ESD protection. Once they've done that, I actually think the KBD67 Lite will probably be a better board than this. Isn't the D65 basically the same? The D65 is a better version of this, right? Because it's going to be gasket mount, and it's going to have the same PCB compatibility. Decker says, I heard the Bella doesn't have ESD protection. If it doesn't, that is a very, very bad mistake. Just because they're like, you know, they were taking the right steps forward, right? With their, you know, with their KBD67, with their DZ60 RGBs, DZ65 RGBs. Let's see what else. KBD8X. Pretty much all their new boards, this year have been ESD protected. So to ignore all of that and take a step back would be a very big mistake. But speaking of Bella, does anyone on chat actually have a Bella right now? Does anyone in chat here own a Bella? Because one way to check is if you have access to your PCB, look at your USB port. Somewhere around your USB port, like really close to it, there should be a small black chip. Actually, let's see. Here we go. This is not a KBD Fans PCB, but it is a board that is ESD protected. This is a board I recently put in QMK and will be available in VIA pretty shortly. This is the Titan 60, the PCB that's going to be with the Saturn 60. But here we go. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus. Let's see. Let's look for a pointing tool. There we go. So what you want to do with the Bella is look for where your USB-C is, right? And then look around the USB port. See if there is a small... Oh, come on, focus. Focus. Good enough. Yeah, so look around there and look for a chip. A small black chip like the one I'm pointing to right now. It should be labeled on the PCB as like U something, U2, U3, right? If you see one of these, that is an ESD protection chip. Like there are many ways to implement ESD protection, but this is by far the most common way that I've seen it done. So if you see one of these, the Bella has ESD protection. And like, yeah, it needs to be really close to the USB port. The D65 page doesn't mention ESD either. Ah, man. Okay. Okay, so that ESD chip costs like cents. Like at most it will add $1 to your entire board purchase. So KBD Fans, if KBD Fans puts ESD protection on the board, it protects you as the customer and them as the vendor, because they don't have to replace your board. And you can do all of that for an additional $1. So if they neglect doing that, I think that's just such a bad oversight for them. Decker T says, I watched the D65 unboxing and it had ESD protection. There we go. Awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear. So I'm pretty sure the Bella should have it too, because it would make no sense for KBD Fans to be like, oh, all of our new boards have ESD protection, except for the Bella. We just forgot it on that one. It would make absolutely no sense. And yeah, here we go. This is probably my least liked 67. So when you fried the board, you just need to replace the chip only. If you had an ESD protection chip there and it does get fried, technically that's the only thing that you need to replace. Technically. Of course, if the surge, if the electrostatic discharge is way too big, it could fry the chip and go elsewhere. Okay. Yeah, I would like to hear other people talk about the Bella. That's just so weird if it doesn't have ESD. Oh well. As I said, it protects both you as the customer and them as the vendor. Like, check it out, check it out. This board, within 2 months of release, they had to create a new PCB just to tackle all of the ESD protection issues. If the same thing happens with the Bella, expect a new PCB in like a month. Which is just a waste of their time and a waste of their money. Anyway, let's see, what time is it? 2:59 is probably my shortest stream ever, my shortest build stream ever, which is a good thing because it is Saturday. I think I want to try running outside before it gets too dark. So yeah, let's see. Thank you to everyone who joined in. And unfortunately, I could not come to a conclusion as to which board I like better. But if you tune into my future streams, especially tomorrow evening's group buy news stream, you might see one of these, and maybe I'll have a better answer then. So alright guys, thank you for joining in. Hope you have a good rest of your Saturday, and a good rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you when I catch you. See you guys, goodbye.